Good morning, everyone. Today on Perspectives, the state of education. We're now into the third month of the new school year, and today we ask local educators about their challenges and the goals that they've set for their school systems this year. The Mobile County School Public System is the largest in the state. Officials say the system has 53,000 students. Mobile County school officials say that they have been recognized statewide and nationally for raising graduation rates and closing achievement gaps. Now, according to Baldwin County public school officials, their award-winning system is the fastest growing school district in Alabama. It serves approximately 31,000 students with 2,300 brand new students enrolled. Baldwin County school officials quickly addressed safety concerns recently by assigning a school resource officer to every public school campus. In addition to Mobile and Baldwin counties, there are several smaller school districts here on the Gulf Coast. The Saraland City School System opened its doors to students 11 years ago. Student enrollment has increased from more than 1,500 students to now more than 3,000. And this year, the new Gulf Shores City School System has enrolled approximately 2,500 students. Congratulations this morning go out to two schools on the Gulf Coast that have been named National Blue Ribbon Schools for 2019. Now, those schools are the Eichel Mertz School of Math and Science in Mobile and Daphne Elementary School in Baldwin County. Fox 10 News reporter Ashlyn Irons was at Daphne Elementary as the schools celebrated their hard-earned National Blue Ribbon Award.
Applause replaced the sound of bells Friday morning at Daphne Elementary School, but not because the weekend was just around the corner. Nearly a year after being nominated by the Alabama State Department of Education, Daphne Elementary now is a National Blue Ribbon Award winner. The National Blue Ribbon Award recognizes the best public and private schools across the country for their overall academic excellence and progress in closing achievement gaps among students of different subgroups. After a grueling application process, on-campus visit, and review of the school's test scores, Principal Jonathan Ellis says it's a dream come true to receive this coveted national recognition.
What this means to us is right along with our theme this year, celebrate the journey. Celebrate the journey. And this takes so many different people making great decisions for kids, doing the next right thing, a real humanness to this, to help humankind. That's what this is all about for us.
Teachers, students, along with state and local officials like Baldwin County School Superintendent Eddie Tyler, Daphne Mayor Dane Haygood, and State Superintendent Eric Mackey were there to celebrate.
The return on investment, I think, is what anybody looks for when you invest millions of dollars into something. The board is seeing the return on their investment, and they continue to support our teachers.
Tyler says he hopes this award will open even more doors for the ever-expanding Baldwin County school system. Reporting in Daphne, Ashlyn Irons, Fox 10 News.
And we thank Ashlyn again, reporting from Daphne Elementary School. Joining us this morning to talk about their goals and their challenges for the 2019-2020 education year are Eddie Tyler, Superintendent of the Baldwin County Public School System, and also here with us this morning, Dr. Aaron Milner, Superintendent for the Saraland City Schools. And throughout today's program, you'll also hear from other school superintendents here on the Gulf Coast as they voice their hopes for the 2019-2020 school year. Perspectives continues in just a moment. And welcome back to Perspectives. This morning we're talking to our superintendents, and Eddie Tyler from Baldwin County joins us first up on the program this morning. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Eric.
We're sharing some of the success there. What does that mean to a system when you have a Blue Ribbon Award-winning school?
Well, I think it speaks volumes for our teachers. You know, they're the ones that do the heavy lifting every day. Of course, our C&P workers, our custodians, our principals, everybody involved, but to see what the teachers have done, because you just don't all of a sudden decide that you want to cast your hat in the ring and become a blue ribbon school. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort that goes into this. It just makes us very proud to know that we can go there and celebrate the success of these teachers and these students and the community.
Now, what does it mean for the school system as well? Because you have a lot of people that evaluate in this area where they live on the side of the bay. And of course, that's one of the things that you, I'm sure, want them to consider.
Absolutely. I know you're doing education segments, and superintendents that you'll be talking to will all talk about marketing in their school system, and people look at school systems to see where they want to live for quality of life and to raise a family and get a good education. And we feel like in Baldwin County we fit those three, like I'm sure other systems feel that same way. But we just feel like that there's such a great place. We have such a return and investment on our academics, and that leads our system since I've been back, and our board has totally committed to academic success.
How difficult is the challenge every year having to deal with that increased volume? Because you're talking about nearly 3,000 new students this year, and of course you're constantly dealing with how do we have enough classrooms instead of portables for your kids?
Well, the challenge, if in such a large county as Baldwin County land-wise, if some of that growth was maybe spread out through that large county, but you know, we can't tell people where to live. A lot of times they land where they want to land, and we have to address the areas of largest growth along the 181 and the 98 corridor there, from Spanish Fort all the way into Fairhope over to Foley. Mm-hmm. And now it's starting to spread a little bit east to the 59. So our challenge is to make sure that we can accommodate the high growth areas and lessen that burden on our schools, and also take care of some of our buildings that need to be either redesigned or taken to the ground and rebuilt. And
you've got something going on here very soon, right?
We do. Our first ground up school since 2009. We'll have a ribbon cutting right now on the 18th of this month, the Baymonette Elementary School. And shortly after that, probably a week or two after that, we're going to cut the ribbon and have an open house on our virtual school, which is on 4-lane 98, and we have a huge virtual school opportunity for students in Baldwin County.
Tell us another success that you're proud of when you want to tell folks about Baldwin County schools.
Well, we continue to be proud of our safety, our SRO program, and our board committed over a year ago to put an armed man or woman in every one of our schools. They're ALEA trained. Sheriff Hallsmack heads that up, not only with the county but with all the local municipalities. We invest close to $2 million a year in that program for all those SROs towards salaries, and then the cities partner with us to take care of resources and stuff. So that is big. We continue to see success in our academics and our guided reading programs and in our math. The report card, I know all of our superintendents, we're waiting on the report card to come out. That will be coming out soon. And we all wait to see what that's going to look like, because that kind of gives us a measuring stick, I guess you would say. I can't say we necessarily agree with it, but that's a state legislature thing, and we follow suit.
Yeah. Well, you talked about the SR program. You had some situations where you had some preventive things happen to where they were able to catch things before it developed into a problem.
Correct. I think Hallsmack speaks to the fact that an SRO is not only there for safety for employees and students, but also to form a relationship with students. Because students, if they can form that relationship, SROs will hear things. They might hear them on the street and then come into the school building, and students might talk to them about something that's coming up, whether it's somebody that might bring a gun to school. We can head that off early. So we're very proud of the success rate there. And one other thing, Eric, you know, since this summer, our AEDs that were in all our schools, and I know our superintendents know about this, they've saved 3 lives since the summer, a custodian and 2 students, with the quick acting of employees at the schools to save the lives of these students. So I know all of our superintendents celebrate having those on campus.
How important are your principals? This is National Principal Month as well, and according to some stats, they are some of the most critical people in your plan to make things work.
They are. The board asked, what are you going to do about leadership when I came back? How are you going to grow your own? And so I think we've been doing that the last 5 years. I inherited a lot of wonderful principals, and we put close to 24 new principals in place since I've been back, but that's changed. I'm sure other superintendents would agree that, you know, you're no longer just managing a building. You know, you are the instructional leader of that school, and if you can't speak to data and if you can't speak to assessments, then you're probably not the person I need to put in charge of running that school. You know, but some of the ones that do some of the heaviest work are the assistant principals. You know, they deal with discipline probably 90% of the day, and then 10%, you know, other things. So I think it's important that you have a mix of great and good leaders from APs to principals.
Well, we thank you for spending time with us today and talking. We'll talk a little bit more as we close out today about Baldwin County, but we wish you a great rest of this school year. Can you believe 2019-2020?
Well, we're only a couple of weeks from Christmas, aren't we?
We are. Eddie Tyler, Superintendent of Baldwin County Public Schools. Now, before we go to the break, Mobile County Public Schools Superintendent Cressel Threadgill shares with us his vision for the school system, the challenges like failing schools, and the Ladd Stadium shooting.
The school shooting, you know, I want to be able to take a positive away from everything. The school shooting was a terrible, tragic event, but it allowed us to, myself, the city, the police chief, the managers at Ladd, to sit around the table to come up with certain protocols. And even though we made a reactive decision to get the metal detectors, it's actually have been positive. So we want to now sit around the table and look at other things that we can do safety and security-wise to be more proactive. I believe that if everyone else throughout the state is on the same playing field, that we're not going to make any excuses. We're going to give it our all and try to challenge our students and challenge our teachers and challenge our parents. So we're not going to make any excuses. We're just going to continue to work hard to get off the failing school list. It goes back to what I've always been preaching: is personnel, is having the right leader, having the right teachers, to be passionate, to be genuine, to be intentional. Just getting the right people in the right spots for the right reasons will make a huge difference. My challenge and the things that I've always will continue to work on is personnel, getting the right people in the right spots for the right reasons. That's very important to me. So that's what I will be challenged to do this year. I would encourage the parents to be patient. I'm completing my first year, starting my second year. We have a lot of work to do, but I promise them that I'm a genuine, out of the ordinary leader, and we will make Mobile County Public Schools the best, not only in the state of Alabama, but the best in the nation.
And welcome back to Perspectives. This morning we're talking about education and the state of education here along the Gulf Coast. Joining us now, Dr. Aaron Milner. He's Superintendent for Saraland City Schools. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Eric.
Let's talk about this school year and looking at what your plans were and goals were for this new school year. A lot of success and people talking about Saraland City Schools. What were you thinking as you were going into 2019?
Well, we were anticipating more growth, and that's come about. We average about 100 students in growth per year, and we grew about 120 students, it appears. And
so that puts you where now?
We're at 3,200 students. We've come a long way since 2008 at the inception of the school system. But we start off with pretty much the same challenges every year about how to see students go to another level academically, see them go to another level personally, and just take that and watch our staff do amazing work as they've done from year to year.
Superintendent Tyler, dealing with one of the largest school systems in the state, then you have a city school system, so you have fewer students, but are some of the similar challenges there for that?
We talk as a group of superintendents on a regular basis, and yes, we have a lot of the same issues that regard from academics to safety of our students to facilities. All of us are trying to do the best we can for Alabama students, and in Southwest Alabama, we're all trying to make sure that our students are challenged, that their parents are seeing something in return, and that their children are loved.
When you look at that increase, do you see or seem to be getting parents who are looking at the school system and making that move from places to where they think this is where their child will succeed?
It's our natural goal to be competitive, to try to create the best school system we can for the children that we serve. We do feel that Saraland City Schools is one of the major economic drivers in Saraland. If you drive down the interstate, you see a lot of new growth. Mobile Infirmary's made a tremendous investment in Saraland. Alabama Orthopedic Clinic is making a big investment in Saraland. The new Publix that's come about, and we've been told that our school system was one of the major reasons that they chose to make that move. And in addition, you're seeing various housing developments come about, and we're told by those developers that one of the major reasons for that is our school system and the results we're producing.
So you see the beautiful building there along the interstate on your way, and of course the development of your sports and athletic facilities. What's taking place in those classrooms that's making a difference for the families?
One of the things we're extremely proud of is the investment our board has made in career and technical education. If you go to Saraland High School, you see those columns on the front as you pass by. But if you go behind the school, connected to the building, you'll see a state-of-the-art engineering facility. You'll see a welding facility that is second to none. We've had Austell come in and visit, the AIDT leadership come in and visit, and they just say it's phenomenal for a group of high school students. Our business education classes have been decked out with the latest technology. So take those and then you add it to the resources we have in our typical English, math, science, social studies classes, our dual enrollment classes where students are earning college credit while sitting in a high school classroom. Phenomenal participation in that. So we're trying to address the needs of every student and make sure that the dreams of every student can be attained.
Can anyone attend Saraland School if they don't live in the city, or how does that program work?
They have to be a resident of the city of Saraland. We do have an out-of-district policy in which students can apply each year. It's a pretty stringent process. There's limited numbers, obviously, to get in, but we receive quite a few applications every year, and we're proud of that as well, that people want to come to our school system. But overwhelming majority, you have to be a resident of the city of Saraland.
Looking ahead to the end of this school year, what do you hope to accomplish?
Well, we were one of 15 school systems to receive the letter grade of an A last year in the state of Alabama. Our folks were very proud of that. That's due to the teachers in the classroom and the leadership at the local schools. We want to continue our academic success, and then we're going to continue to build. We anticipate adding classrooms to our Saraland Early Education Center, adding classrooms to our Saraland Middle School, and continue to address the needs of our students throughout Saraland City Schools.
Dr. Aaron Milner, we thank you for joining us today and sharing about Saraland, another bright spot here along the Gulf Coast. We are blessed with these great school systems, and we'll be talking as we close out this morning. Now, before we go to the break, we'll hear now from Dr. Matt Aiken of the area's newest school system, the Gulf Shore City Schools. On the job since June of 2018, Dr. Aiken shares about the challenges and expectations, as well as the excitement in Gulf Shores.
Oh, I would say the level of excitement's on a scale of 1 to 10 is about a 15. It's really high, and it hasn't gone down any since school started. And so, for example, we have a new Dolphin Foundation to support education and arts, which is one of the priorities of our board. And so that foundation had a fundraiser at the new Gulf Coast Zoo, which is not open yet, but we had a fundraiser Friday night and had almost 300 people show up and raised a lot of money. But to me, the most important thing, the money is certainly important, but the most important thing was awareness and creating that public support. So I think the excitement level is really, really high. And it's high internally. Our teachers are very excited and doing a great job. Their expectations match, when I say they, our teachers and principals' expectations match what the community expects. And so they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves. There's pressure for us to succeed, and I'm sure we will, but I've hired a group of high flyers, and so they have high expectations of our kids, and they want to make sure that we give those kids the opportunity to meet those expectations. I think also the challenge is most of our people in the school system, as a matter of fact, 2 of our 3 principals were in Baldwin County last year, and most of our teachers came over from Baldwin County. And so I think the challenge is to develop the culture, to learn to work together as a small team instead of being isolated. Sometimes you see that in larger districts. And so it's been more of, hey, we're in this together, and it's not his teachers or her teachers, they're our teachers, and bringing those teachers, bringing everyone together. And then also, I don't know that it's a challenge, it's just new for our people. And when I have staff meetings, it would be a pretty small meeting if it was just central office staff. It'd be 3 or 4 of us sitting around the table. So most when I have administrative meetings, I bring principals in and some school administrators because they're a key part of our administrative team. And so that's just, those are new duties that perhaps the principals weren't used to before, and maybe teachers weren't as well.
And welcome back to Perspectives, the area's 3rd largest school system, organized in 1867. It consists of 21 schools serving nearly 5,500 students here on the Gulf Coast. Gwen Bird is the Executive Director of Catholic Education and Superintendent, and she shares with us her challenges, growth at St. Michael's, a new high school in Baldwin County, and the benefits of a Catholic education.
I tell parents some of the same things I've always told parents, that we want their children, we want to be able to educate them, not just in all of the different subject matter that we offer, but we want them to truly be able to be every single day in an environment where God is present, that everybody knows it and everybody talks about it, and really to know, for them, to help them be able to look at their lives in a spiritual way as well as all the academics, tying it all together. That's just what we feel, very much so. So that's why it's important for us that our teachers are in service when they do come to us as new teachers, so that they really realize what they're able to do too in sharing faith every single day. I don't feel that it's been adverse to our numbers. I don't. I mean, I do feel that there are people hurt by it. Yes, I do. And I think that we've tried to reach out as best we can. It's a few. It's not a huge amount. And, you know, and it's happening everywhere. We understand that. And we definitely have had some people angry. Yes, we have. But, you know, we try to be as open as we can with them. I mean, I just feel that people still are supporting us, and we're, you know, all families have problems, and we're a family, and we're a diocesan family too. This coming year will be the first real graduation for our 4 years. You know, it's doing great. It really is. It's got a wonderful spirit. Parents are being tremendously, really partners with us. I mean, they really are. So. It's just been a delight. It really has, honestly. And we continue to grow.
Of course, Gwen Bird with our Catholic schools. And we thank you again, Dr. Aaron Milner from Saraland City Schools, and Eddie Tyler, Baldwin County Public Schools. We thank you both so much for being a part of this today and giving us an overview of what's going on in our schools. And both systems and the others a draw to the Gulf Coast for families and people looking to make those major moves. We thank you very much. Thank you. And of course, please join us here next weekend for Perspectives as we discuss important issues and seek solutions. Now, if you have any ideas of topics for us to address, just drop it to us at perspectives@fox10tv.com. I'm Eric Reynolds. Have a great week.